Bonehead Guitars. Let's go build some junk. I got a nice piece of curly maple that was left over from a neck stripe or 2 or 3 that just happens to be big enough that I can get it ring out of here and still have enough stuff that I can feel safe routing that cavity and, you know, clamping and holding on and all that junk. Once that's done, this is more than thick enough that we can cut it at a slight angle to get the angles that we need for the 2 different rings. That's my plan. I haven't done it yet because I'm a little nervous. Not like, you know, this is a really awesome piece of lumber to worry about screwing up. You know, but waste not, want not. I'm sorry, you have been cheated once again. My maple scrap. Okay, I got some problems with my dinky little drill press. So Forstner's was not going to do. It was actually worse than the Wenge, believe it or not. So I wound up using hole cutters, which are a little less precise, but I got the majority of that hogged out. This should be considerably fatter than we actually need it, so if we fuck up the face on one side or the other, should be okay. Now it's time to route, and maybe I should make a template stack that I can peel chunks off and, you know, just keep going without having to, you know, but as is, we're gonna have to do the whole bitch all at once, just tiny bites at a time. So see how it goes. I probably had to get me some new Forstner bits too, but yeah, Forstner bits, flush trim bits. I think it'd probably be wise to take a little time to let my tool cool. We got one wall and one corner, so making progress. A little bit at a time. It's never fun doing that, especially the deep stuff. It's scary. My tool is definitely not cool. Nah. So of course it's not going to be perfect, and the plastic is all bendy and whatnot, so I'm going to draw this real lightly. Basically just use it as a guide. Even though that does look pretty straight. Now, it's 1/8 of an inch. I think we're going to mark 3/16. So we got room to play. And sand and all that kind of shit. So. Yeah. Like it. I think we'll leave that at 7/16. Yeah. Now I think the next big trick would be to chop it down to size and then figure out how we're going to angle it to cut the angle in and then trim from there. That don't look right at all, because it ain't. Shim bitch. Better. Okay. Now the tricky part with the biggest question mark. At this point, I can't help but wonder if maybe using these as a model we don't need to do anymore. Somehow we need to figure out the exact angle on the actual guitar. Of course, these may be pretty close to a good angle. It's going to be kind of hard to measure that. I guess we can kind of eyeball it. The angle looks alright, but we do need to be fatter, I believe. Yeah. Angle looks good. How exactly to recreate that angle? Okay, we will do 1/4 and 5/16. And I think I need a sharper pencil for that shit. So that will be our thin one. Now, how in the hell am I going to cut that? Where we left off, I was trying to figure out how I was going to cut the angle on my pickup rings, and I came up with this. I've had these little toggle clamps laying around waiting for something, and this seemed like the perfect thing. So I took this 1/2 inch, that's probably 3/4 inch poplar, and I glued a 1/4 inch piece of oak to it so I could raise these up just a little bit. And because we need that slight angle in there, I worked it out on the back of this and then sanded the angle into that. So the plan is it should set this at just the right angle so I can cut it and everything is fat, dumb, and happy. And the lines I've got marked on it are right about where I want them. So I think we're going to do another line, I don't know, at least the 1/16 off of that and cut to that. So hopefully we have enough left that we can, sand it nice and flush. Okay, we're going to cut to that darker line and hopefully everything will be alright. I think I'm happy with that. Oh man, we were real close to the jig. Yeah, I think we're okay. Okay, before we can get crazy about rounding off the edges and making it pretty and all that crap, we need to drill holes. Now, here's my thought. The mounting screws, we want to be square with the body, right? So we will use the bottom of the ring to sit flush on the drill press so that our corner holes are square to the flat. Okay, now we want the pickup to sit in line with the angle of the pickup of the ring, right? So the adjustment screws we will drill from the other side so that they are flush with the angle. I don't know how best to describe that. And because of that, because there is a little bit of an angle to it, we will offset it ever so slightly so that in theory, hopefully, the holes will come through in the center on the face. over. And voila. Now, the best way to round that off. Yeah, I don't know what the best way is. I know what way I'm going to use. I'm going to do what I always do. Use my little hand sander. And arbitrarily work on it until I think it looks good. Which I think a relatively unarbitrary way to go at it might be to try to build a 45-degree bevel as deep as I want it and then round that. Just soften that up. It's not bad. Get into finish sanding. I think that will probably soften up nicely and look right. Definitely handmade. This little guy isn't quite violent enough. This guy's a little too big. Maybe a file. Maybe try a file. Maybe this is a mistake. We shall see. Yeah, that'll work just fine, and it'll be more work than the sander. And maybe I'll finally put a new pad on there. Now, all the important parts have been knocked down with 220. Really kind of need to work on beveling the inner corner just a bit. Because they're going to get lacquered. Now, after we lacquer, we can, scrape that edge clean if need be, but couldn't hurt to take the hard edge off a little, just to minimize lacquer balling up there from the surface tension, the way liquids tend to do. Now, I would really love to sand the inside of the ring enough to get the burn marks out. That'd be a whole lot of damn work. I don't feel like doing that. Just soften up all the edges. Everything nice and clean. Soft and rounded. Let's see, I got 400 and 325. 325. When the hell did I get that? Feels like wax paper. Doesn't even have any grit. In the immortal words of the Kool-Aid Man, who once said, "Oh yeah!" I like it. Yeah, that's going to be just fine. since we did this, our mounting screws will be flush to the body, as they should be, and our adjustment screws will be flush to the top of the ring, so the pickup should sit at the right angle. Should being the key word there. That does sit high, but shit, let's see. Yeah, buddy. That is super, super low action. Now, those rings are sitting at right about the perfect angle. And I think they're at a good height where we'll have just enough adjustment room to do what we got to do. And really that bridge is going to have to sit just a little bit higher than that. So we could have gone a little lighter on our brake angle. Well, it's not the brake angle, it's where we mounted the wings. So we could have set them just a little bit higher, but the bridge is not going to sit super high. It's going to be alright. And even if it's less than ideal, it will still work. So I believe we're in good shape. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed it. Like this video. Go subscribe. Meet me back here next time. We got more stuff to do. Like, subscribe.